You just finished building your app. It works perfectly on your machine. Every feature, every endpoint, every button, flawless. So you push it to the server, hit deploy, and it crashes. Instantly. The dreaded "works on my machine" moment. And the worst part? You have no idea why. This is the exact problem Docker was built to solve. And once you understand how it works under the hood, you'll never think about shipping software the same way again. So let's start at the beginning. What is Docker, really? At its core, Docker is a platform that lets you package your entire application. Your code, your dependencies, your runtime, your system libraries, everything into a single, portable unit called a container. Think of it like a shipping container in the real world. It doesn't matter what's inside. It doesn't matter which ship carries it. The container fits everywhere the same way. But here's where people get confused. A container is not a virtual machine. A VM spins up an entire operating system, its own kernel, its own memory management, its own everything. That's heavy. A container doesn't do that. Instead, it shares the host machine's kernel and just isolates the application layer. Same idea, isolation. But containers are lighter, faster, and start in milliseconds instead of minutes. So how does a container actually get created? It all starts with something called a Docker image. An image is like a blueprint, a read-only template that contains everything your app needs to run. And images are built in layers. Each layer represents one instruction in a file called a Docker file. Here's how that works. Your Docker file might say, start from a node.js base image. Then, copy your package.json file. Then, run npm install. Then, copy the rest of your source code. Each of those steps becomes a layer, stacked on top of the previous one. And Docker caches each layer. So if you change your source code but not your dependencies, Docker skips the install step entirely and rebuilds only what changed. Now here's a gotcha that catches almost everyone. If you copy your entire source code before running npm install, Docker invalidates the cache on every single build. That means it reinstalls all your dependencies every time you change one line of code. The fix? Always copy your dependency file first, install, then copy the rest. Layer order matters a lot. All right, so you have an image. Now what? You run it. And when Docker runs an image, it creates a container, a live, isolated instance of that image. You can run 10 containers from the same image, and each one is completely independent. They don't know about each other. They don't share state. But here's the thing. Containers are ephemeral. When a container stops, everything inside it disappears. Your database, your uploaded files, your logs, gone. This is by design. Containers are meant to be disposable. But if you need data to survive, you use something called a volume. A volume is a piece of storage that lives outside the container on the host machine. It gets mounted into the container at runtime, so even if the container dies, your data stays safe. And if you skip this step, that's how people lose their entire production database at 2 a.m. and spend the rest of the night questioning their career choices. Now, let's talk about networking. Your container is running, but it's isolated. By default, nothing outside can reach it. To expose your app, you map a port on the host machine to a port inside the container. So if your app runs on port 3000 inside the container, you might map port 80 on the host to port 3000 in the container. Now traffic coming into port 80 gets routed straight to your app. But here's a rule. Never expose more ports than you need. Every open port is an attack surface. And if you're running something sensitive, like a database, it should only be reachable by other containers, never by the outside world. Now, in the real world, your app probably doesn't run alone. You've got a web server, a database, maybe a cache layer like Redis. Running each one manually with Docker commands gets messy fast. That's where Docker Compose comes in. Docker Compose lets you define your entire multi-container setup in one YAML file. Your web app, your database, your cache, all described together with their ports, their volumes, their environment variables, and how they connect to each other. One command, Docker Compose up, and everything spins up together on an isolated network, talking to each other by name. So let's zoom out. Why does all of this matter? Because this is how modern software actually runs. When you use Netflix, Spotify, or Uber, you're not hitting one big server. You're hitting hundreds, sometimes thousands of containers, each one running a small, isolated piece of the system. They scale independently, they fail independently, and they deploy independently, which means teams can ship updates without taking down the entire application. Docker didn't just change how we deploy software. It changed how we build it, how we test it, and how we think about infrastructure itself. And it all starts with that one simple idea. Package everything together so it runs the same way everywhere.